Shalom class. Welcome back to BioLogos Academy. Today we are looking at time, but not how the world sees it. The world looks at a wall calendar. God looks at a prophetic plan. Embedded within the ancient instructions of the Torah are the Moedim, the appointed times. God does not check the calendar. He makes the calendar. Let's explore this divine schedule together. Leviticus chapter 23 tells us these are the feasts of Yahweh, not just cultural traditions, but divine appointments. The Hebrew word mikra means rehearsal. When Israel celebrated, they were acting out a play written before the foundation of the world. We have Act 1, the spring feasts, a long intermission, and Act 2, the fall feasts. It begins with Passover. The shadow is clear. The blood of a lamb in Egypt saved the people from death. The substance is Messiah. Yeshua is the Lamb of God, crucified on Passover afternoon at the exact moment the lambs were slain in the temple. This is the price of our redemption. Immediately following Passover is the Feast of Unleavened Bread. Israel removed leaven, or shemetz, which represents sin. The substance is the body of Yeshua, the bread of life, without the leaven of sin. His burial during this feast points to his perfect, sinless offering. We are called to purge out the old leaven and walk in sincerity and truth. Then comes first fruits. In the shadow, the high priest waved the first sheaf of the barley harvest to consecrate the whole crop. The guarantee was simple. If the first fruits are accepted, the rest of the harvest will follow. The substance? The resurrection. Yeshua rose on the Feast of First Fruits, guaranteeing that we too shall rise. 50 days later, we arrive at Shavuot, or Pentecost. At Mount Sinai, Moses received the Torah on stone. But look at the substance in Acts chapter 2, the Holy Spirit was poured out. God's law is now written on human hearts. 2 leavened loaves were waved, representing both Jew and Gentile, sanctified but still possessing a sin nature. Now we enter the intermission, the long summer interval. Between the spring and fall feasts, there is a long agricultural summer with no commanded holidays. This represents the age we are in now, the church age. It is a time for labor in the fields, gathering the harvest of souls before the season changes. As the summer ends, we hear the blast, Yom Teruah, the Feast of Trumpets. In the shadow, it is a call to repentance to wake up from spiritual slumber. The substance is the return of the King. Historically, because this feast relies on sighting the new moon, it was known as the day that no man knows, a perfect parallel to the return of Messiah. 10 days later is the holiest day of the year, Yom Kippur, the Day of Atonement. The high priest would enter the Holy of Holies, and the scapegoat would carry the sins away. This points to the final judgment and national redemption of Israel. The crimson thread on the temple door stopped turning white exactly around the time Yeshua paid the price for us. Finally, the season of our joy, Sukkot, or tabernacles. Israel dwelt in temporary booths to remember the wilderness. The substance is the kingdom age, the millennial reign. John chapter 1 verse 14 tells us, "The Word became flesh and tabernacled among us." This feast looks forward to the day when God will physically dwell with man again. Following Sukkot is the 8th day, representing new beginnings and the eternal state. We also remember Hanukkah, the Feast of Dedication. Yeshua stood during this feast and declared, "I and the Father are one," revealing himself as the true temple and the light of the world. Look at the cycle of redemption. The spring feasts were fulfilled to the exact day and hour at the first coming. The summer harvest is where we are now. We can be absolutely confident the fall feast will be fulfilled with the same divine precision at the second coming. We must remember, believers are not replacing Israel. As Romans chapter 11 teaches, we are grafted into the olive tree. These are not just rituals, they are the rhythm of the kingdom. Understanding them aligns our lives with God's prophetic clock. As Yeshua said, "If ye love me, keep my commandments." I encourage you to dig deeper. Use the resources listed here to study the Jewish roots of our faith. Contact Mr. Batman of BioLogos Academy with any questions, or to learn how you can create these types of presentations. Call or text 812-414-1814 or email mrbatman119.160@gmail.com. Avinu Malkeinu, our Father, our King, we thank you for your prophetic word. In the precious name of Yeshua HaMashiach, also known as Yeshua ben Yahweh, Jesus our Elohim. Amen.
Recording through USB mic. Okay. Testing 1, 2, 3, 4. Now that's working. Aha, see? I jinxed myself. All right, now that's working. 3, 2, 1. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Summit Senior Center. We're going to be going over AI, security, safety, and creativity. We've got about another 8 minutes before we're going to get started, but welcome to the live stream. And everybody's coming on in. Be sure you sign up on the clipboard so everybody can know who was here. We've also got some samples back there on the back. I see some of you guys have already picked that up. That's GPS News, Grand Prairie Senior News. That's my creation. It's another one of the things that I do. I'm also with BioLogos Academy, and we'll go over all that here shortly, but we'll be getting started here in about another 7 to 8 minutes. Oh, that guy's got a nice looking tie on. Oh, wait a minute, that's his tie. So you guys been coming to the summit for a while?
Yes.
My wife and I are relatively new to this area. We've only been here about 6 months. We've been coming to the summit for about 5 of those. That was the best decision I ever made besides coming here, besides moving to Texas. This is a great place. I love the be able to get out and be able to talk to people.
Where are you from?
I'm originally from a little town called Paintsville, Kentucky, but we moved from Indiana to here, from a little town called Scottsburg, Indiana.
Indianapolis.
All right. Well, we were about 90 miles south of you. As a matter of fact, if you watched the news about 3 or 4 years ago, Scott County, Indiana, where I'm from, we got the great privilege of being the #1 drug addict county in all of Indiana. But then again, bless you. That's exactly why I didn't get on the county board, but I got on the county board by yelling at them because we had a needle exchange program that was the most unique needle exchange program in all the country. We had addicts flocking to us like crazy because here's what they would do. They would say, oh, you're an addict. You need needles. No problem. Here's a whole box full of needles. And, oh, by the way, you might want to do it right. So here's the rubber band that goes on your arm. Here's some little swabs. Here's the instructions on how to do that. Okay, whoa, that's a little bit over the top. But then they went even further. They said, well, we know you're an addict. You're going to be with this stuff. Oh, by the way, if you and I are caught with this stuff, that's a felony. We're going to jail. But since they are addicts, they need to be treated special. So they get a little get-out-of-jail card that goes in the box that says, oh, you get caught with this stuff, show the cop that, they won't arrest you. Yeah, gets worse. But now we don't want people dying because of the wrong chemicals that they put in their body with the needles that we just gave them. So we're going to give you the recipe on how to make the stuff. That's also illegal. So, yeah, we stopped all of that. And we were called haters in the county. Well, what got me on the whole bandwagon is I'm a teacher, retired. My wife's a retired teacher. We had one of our former students, well, not mine, my wife's, she's elementary. Anyway, little girl was walking through the park on the path. One of the drug addicts had taken her needle and just pitched it. You know, like a little bitty, just a drop of that stuff in the end of the syringe. She was walking around with flip-flops. That thing hit her toe, went right in her bloodstream. They had to Narcan her and stat flight her to keep her alive. 11 years old, just because she's wearing flip-flops in a park. Oh, that set me off. I'm not a very nice guy when stuff like that happens. Welcome in. Come on in, boys and girls. We're going to get started here in about another 5 minutes. We're We're going to be going AI safety, security, awareness, but also creativity. Because creativity is why we would even have this stuff in our house anyway. I mean, why would you have a gun in your house if it's not for something you're going to need it for, like for protection? Why would you have poison in your house unless you got to get rid of some kind of pest like rats or cockroaches? Why would you have this in your house if you don't know how to use it correctly, safely? Very important. So we're going to be going over all that here shortly. Welcome, welcome. Come on in. Who in here has ever used AI to create something?
Attended.
Attempted? Okay. What did you try and create?
A flyer on Canva.
On Canva?
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm. I use Canva quite a bit. I used to be one of their pro users. Not anymore.
Okay.
But I'll show you some really cool stuff at the end on how you can do that on your own. And it's one of my favorite tools I love to teach with. And it is, if anybody in here like to teach Sunday school or kids or teach yourself something, everybody wants to learn something. Let's say you want to, for me personally, I'm a one-trick pony. I love one thing and one thing only. That's him and his word. So I love studying the Bible. And so what I do is I take all these different sources and I'll put them into this tool that I'm going to introduce you guys to. And it will look at only those sources. This is super important because if you go to ChatGPT and you upload a document to that ChatGPT, which you can do, and say, I need you to tell me all about this document, it will do that. But if it can't figure something out, it's going to the internet. And now you don't know if the stuff it's telling you is from that document or if it's a hallucination. That's what these AIs do. They do what's called hallucinating. So you can stop that by using a special tool. And I'll introduce you to this tool. It's called Google Notebook LM. And it is a free tool. This is part of what I do for BioLogos Academy, is I want to introduce people to the arsenal of tools that you already have. You just don't know it. You have an M1 tank in your garage and you're using a slingshot. That's all you're using. You have all this weaponry at your disposal and you're using one thing of it. Yes, ma'am.
Would you repeat what you said? Google thing.
Yeah, no problem. And when I get done, I'm going to be giving you this website. And everything that I'm going to be talking about is going to be on this website. I love that you guys are taking notes. Please be sure and do that. Being a teacher, putting that pencil to paper causes you to remember things. I don't care if it's scribbling because you can't read my writing, but it helps me remember things too. But yes, everything is going to be on this website. And the website, of course, I am Mr. Batman. Let me go ahead and introduce who I am. I'm Mr. Batman of MrBatman.com, BioLogosAcademy.com, and also GPS News. GPSnews.MrBatman.com is a new endeavor. It's Grand Prairie Senior News. And what we try and do is I try and let people know what's going on in this general area, within about 10 miles of this area, about all the cool stuff that's going on. Not just stuff you can find generally online by a general search, but church things that are happening, church luncheons, events, special groups, meetings, classes, whatever it might be. So GPSnews.MrBatman.com, you can get there as well. So let's go ahead and get started. And I'm going to go ahead and let me do most of the talking that's not me. The reason I'm going to point it out this way, ladies and gentlemen, you'd be surprised how many things you see are AI generated. Now, I have intentionally not rerun this through the filter because I want you to see the glitches that sometimes can happen. Sometimes when in these AIs, they'll smile. You know how a smile is supposed to go all the way up into the eyes? It makes everything move. AIs don't do that. Sometimes you'll be missing different noises. You know, little things. Pay attention. Movements. when you'll have somebody move, and I actually noticed this myself on one of my videos. I was like, oh, isn't that too cool? These things are called zeet-zeets. In one of my videos, it shows me bobbing back and forth because this is what I do when I talk. Well, one of the zeet-zeets is swaying in the breeze. The other one is completely static. It's not moving at all. I'll let you guys see if you can pick up on that. But keep an eye out for not just visual cues, but also audio cues. Because the number one scam that goes on with seniors right now is the grandma or the mom and dad, I'm jail scam, and the phone scam. Happened to my father, and he almost lost $5,000. And here's how it works. You get a phone call, 10 o'clock at night. Hello? Grandma, I'm in jail, I need your help. And then you know what you do? You say, oh, is this you, Joey? Boom, they know it's Joey. Okay, yes, Joey, I need your help. Well, they probably already know a little bit about Joey because they've been on his Facebook page, they've downloaded some of his videos, and now they've got his voice. And now they've cloned his voice, and when it's speaking, sounds just like Joey. So we're going to go over how you can figure out how to beat a high-tech scam. How do you beat a high-tech scam? With more high-tech? No, just the opposite. With low-tech. And this is the first thing I want to point out, and we're going to build on this from here. Have a code word for your family. So if somebody calls like that in the middle of the night, oh, is that you, Joey? Yeah, it's me. It's Joey. Okay, Joey, what's the family code word? You're not Joey. Have a nice day. Click. Hang up on them. Block them. The other thing you can do is you can say, oh, wait a minute. I'm not feeling this. So you call Joey on this other line. Guess what? He answers the phone. You know that's not Joey. But I want to go back to the code word. This is super powerful. With the code word, it's something you don't use in everyday life. You don't use it in every sentence. It's something unique to you and your family, and you and your family will remember it. My family's code word is shabloo-blue. Oh no, I can't use that code word anymore because I just let everybody know what the code word is. You can never put it on anything. You can never have it out there on your Facebook. It cannot be anywhere. But use something that you and your family will remember. I like shabloo-blue. Now, my family, they don't speak to me, so I don't have to worry about them not using the code. Anyway, let's get started. Okay, this is the website that I'm going to introduce you to. Now, if you didn't get one of the little flyers in the back, it's AI. That's just AI.MrBatman.com. Once you come to this website, you're going to get this first video. Welcome to the AI Senior Protection and Security website. In this space, we deal with reality plainly and logically. The digital world has changed, and scammers are no longer just people on the phone or behind misleading emails. They now use artificial intelligence, tools that can imitate voices, write convincing messages, and create fake identities. Their goal is simple: to deceive. But deception only works when a person is unaware of how it functions. Knowledge removes the power of the lie. When you understand the tactics, the traps lose their grip. This website is designed to give you clarity, not confusion, so you can walk with confidence in a world where technology is always changing. Artificial intelligence itself is not the enemy. Just like any tool, its value depends on how it is used. When used wisely, AI can help with daily tasks, improve communication with family, provide reminders, answer questions, and even keep you connected with your community. But when misused, it becomes a weapon for scammers seeking access to your finances, your personal information, or your peace of mind. Here, you will learn to recognize their patterns. Scammers rely on pressure, urgency, secrecy, and confusion. Once you can identify those signals, you can shut down the threat before it ever reaches your doorstep. Throughout this website, we will walk through the most common scams targeting seniors: fake tech support calls, impersonation scams, phishing emails, fraudulent investment schemes, and AI-generated voice scams. You will learn simple, reliable steps to verify whether something is real, to protect your personal information, and to guard your devices.
These lessons are not complicated, just practical, logical, and easy to remember. Our goal is empowerment, not fear. With the right understanding, you can use technology safely and confidently. For more Torah-based curriculum and resources, visit biologosacademy.com. Making the kingdom great again, defined by Scripture, not by man.
Okay, so now we'll go ahead and let me tell you more about me. Can you tell that these things are AI generated yet? Could you tell the patterns? Now, see, I wanted to make sure that this was not overly convincing. I wanted you to see some of the glitches. When the AI was moving, I took a picture of myself from 5 years ago. That suit doesn't even fit me anymore. Back on that other video. And the picture standing me just like that. I took that picture, one picture, and uploaded it, and it animated it that way. Same thing is true with this. Now, this one's a little bit better lighting, so same thing is true here. That's going to introduce me to you.
Shalom. I am the digital avatar of Mr. Batman, also known as Jim Barber. Welcome to our AI safety class. Before we dive into the technical aspects of artificial intelligence, I want to take a moment to tell you who I am and why this class matters so much. You might be wondering why a man who goes by Mr. Batman is teaching you about the safety of future technology. Thoughtful, I come to you with a lifetime of experience in seeking and teaching the truth. I am a retired science teacher, a speech and debate coach, and a teacher of philosophy and the Bible. For years, I've spent my days in the classroom helping students distinguish fact from fiction, evidence from assumption, and right from wrong. Whether I was teaching the scientific method or the logic of argumentation, my goal has always been to teach people how to think critically, not just what to think. I am also a pastor and a Torah-observant follower of the Messiah. This means I believe that truth is not relative, it is foundational. In my work with the Biologos Academy, we explore the natural world through the lens of Scripture, proving that faith and science are not enemies, but partners. So why am I teaching AI safety? Because technology is the new frontier of our shared reality. I am not just an observer of this technology, I am an active user. I utilize these tools to run the Biologos Academy and to manage GPS News, a service dedicated to keeping the senior community of Grand Prairie, Texas connected and informed. I use AI to amplify my voice and reach the shut-ins and the lonely. However, as a science and philosophy teacher, I know that every powerful tool comes with significant risks. Just as we have laws of physics and moral laws in Scripture, we need boundaries and safety protocols for artificial intelligence. If we are not careful, we can be misled by deep fakes, data theft, and algorithms that do not share our values. I am here to guide you through this. We are going to apply the same rigorous logic I taught in my science and debate classes to ensure that you remain the master of this technology and not the other way around. Let's get started.
Okay, so now, are we starting to see some patterns here with how AI generates? Now, the service that I use is called HeyGen, and if I was to run that through the HeyGen process another 2-3 times, you would not be able to tell it's not me. It is that scary. That scary. Now, not only do they have voice scams, but they also have what they call Zoom scams. There was, and we'll get to that here in a bit, a gentleman that lost almost everything that he had in his corporate life because of a Zoom scam. So let's take a look at these types of scams. And again, on this website, you'll be able to go right to this website, and all these videos are right there so you can replay them. I know how I am. If I don't review something 2 or 3 times, I don't remember nothing. I suffer from CRS, can't remember stuff. So, so you can always go back to the website, replay these videos. The other thing that I want to point out, and we'll get to that here, is down here a little bit closer to the bottom, is an AI helper. I have actually built into this website a chatbot where you can ask it questions. And if you don't feel like typing, you can literally talk to it and it will talk back to you. That's how far this technology has come. So let's go ahead and take a look at the first one. We're going to look at types of scams. Now, I promised Angie and Edwina I would get you guys out of here in less than 4 hours. So let's get going. That's what they said too. So let's go ahead and get going. Again, here is another AI generated video. If I'm going to use AI, I'm going to say, this is the digital avatar of me. I want everybody to know it's digital. You will not get that courtesy from most people that generate this stuff. And some of this stuff is very convincing. So just be aware. Here we go.
Voice in the machine, protecting yourself and others from AI voice scams and deepfakes. Hello, this is the digital avatar of Mr. Batman. We live in a generation where machines can speak with the voice of someone you love, but with motives that are anything but loving. Today, we're going to examine how artificial intelligence is being weaponized to deceive people, steal money, and destroy trust. And more importantly, we're going to learn how to defend ourselves with logic, verification, and critical thinking. Multi-million-dollar hype. Artificial intelligence is no longer a laboratory experiment. It is a criminal enterprise tool. In 2024, a finance worker in Hong Kong transferred over $25 million because every face and voice in the meeting was a perfect AI forgery. That's not science fiction. That's documented fact. Deepfake crimes have risen over 3,000%, with over $3.4 billion stolen from Americans, over 60 last year. If someone can copy a face and a voice, they can copy trust and use it to empty your bank account. Understanding the toolkit. Curious AI voice cloning can take a short clip, maybe from a YouTube channel, a voicemail, or a Facebook video, and generate new speech that sounds exactly like you. Deepfake video can place a person's face into any situation, saying or doing things they never did. When the image and the sound match, people stop thinking logically. That is where the danger begins. Same scams, new tools. The tools have changed, but the deception is ancient. A cloned voice of a grandchild crying for emergency money. A fake CEO ordering an employee to wire funds. Deepfake romance profiles tricking people into emotional and financial traps. Fake police, fake IRS agents, and fake celebrities. All powered by synthetic voices and video. These are not new lies, just new disguises. Psychology closes the deal, technology provides the voice, but psychology steals the money. Rushed scammers pressure you with urgency so you stop thinking. They manipulate your compassion with stories of danger and desperation, and they demand secrecy so you never consult someone who could expose the lie. If someone tries to control your time, your emotions, or your communication, they're controlling the outcome. Your first shield, spot the fake voice. Digital voices have scenes if you listen carefully. Monotone delivery without real emotion. Strange pacing or unnatural timing. Digital buzzing or static artifacts. Missing human sounds like breathing or swallowing. And repetitive phrasing because the system reuses its own output. Logic tells us when something sounds almost right, it is usually wrong. Your second shield, spot the fake video. Deepfakes break down under scrutiny. Eyes that don't blink correctly. Lips that don't match the words. Smiles that don't reach the eyes. Blurry edges around the face. Lighting that doesn't match the room. Exhales sharply. Where video fails, logic succeeds. Pay attention to what doesn't fit. The ultimate defense, the safe word. The simplest defense against a high-tech scam is a low-tech secret, a private safe word known only to your inner circle. If someone calls with an emergency request, ask the safe word. A cloned voice cannot answer a question it was never trained for. Exhale sharply. Use a phrase tied to shared experience and never share it online. Fortifying your digital life. When someone contacts you with urgency, rush. Hang up and verify through another channel. Reduce your online digital footprint. Every video of your voice is raw data for criminals. If someone reaches out unexpectedly, ask a personal question only the real person can answer. And never trust caller ID. It can be forged as easily as a voice. Using technology to fight back, rush. Use the tools available to screen unknown calls. AT&T Active Armor, Verizon Call Filter, apps like Aura, Truecaller, and RoboKiller. Browser extensions can detect manipulated videos, and the National Do Not Call Registry reduces legitimate telemarketing, which makes spotting scams easier. Exhale sharply. Technology isn't the enemy. Ignorance is. Action plans when the phone rings. If a suspicious call comes in, first, pause, thinking beats panic, then verify. Hang up and call the person back on a trusted number. Exhale sharply. Finally, hang up and block, because continued conversation increases manipulation. And remember, never send money through wire transfer, crypto, or gift card. Those methods exist because they cannot be reversed. After the attempt, rushed. If you lost money or were targeted, report it immediately. Contact your bank, first time matters. Then report to local police, the FBI Internet Crime Complaint Center, or the Federal Trade Commission. Reporting protects others. Silence keeps the scam alive. Your scam proofing checklist. Trust your logical instincts. If something feels off, end the call. Pause before acting. Urgency is the enemy of reason. Establish a safe word. It is the most effective tool against voice cloning. Verify independently. Use a second communication channel. And teach these principles to your family and community, because knowledge forms a shield. Stay informed. Criminals will continue using advanced tools, but your best defense remains unchanged. Critical thinking, verification, and logic. Organizations like AARP Fraud Watch, FBI Elder Fraud Resources, and the National Cybersecurity Alliance offer updated alerts and defenses. Technology evolves, but truth and reason endure. Questions? All right, I'm Mr. Batman, and now it's your turn. What questions do you have? Let's walk through them logically one at a time and make sure you leave here equipped to protect yourself and your loved ones. The voice in the...
All right. So, did we see some patterns in here that you could pick up on? I pointed out the waving zeet zeet and the other one that's completely static. Who can tell me some other things that they picked up on in this video? The eyes were good. Yep. Verbalize the breathing. I noticed that. I'd actually watched this like a half a dozen times, and you get kind of dull to it. And I just now noticed it. I actually broke out. I didn't notice that before. So yeah. And so you got to. Sometimes you just got to look at it and think, wait a minute. Why would he say rushed like that? Because that's the key for the computer. It says now you rush through this a little bit. It wants to make it more humanized, so it takes the tone from a standard pace to give it more rushed pace. It's more human. But it said the word rushed rather than coded it. So, I mean, just little things like that you got to watch for. Now, also on this page is all this information we just talked about. The types of scams, what to watch out for. All the way down on this page. Everything that we just talked about in this video is all on this page. So you guys have it. When we walk out of here today, I want you to have that piece of paper that has this website on it, so you are empowered to have this information. So everything that we just talked about is right there. So now we're going to go back to the home page, and we're going to go back down here, and we're going to hit number 2. Now, before we do that, I always like to ask questions. Do you guys have any questions at this point? Has anybody ever gotten a phone call from somebody and you just, like, man, that's not them. That's not them. See? And you know what? When I first started talking to Angie and Edwina about this, they were letting me know that somebody here had actually gotten one of these scam calls, and it was their granddaughter, and they called them on the other line and found out it was a scam. Okay, warning signs. We're going to go on into the next one. And here we go.
Again, class, welcome back. I am Mr. Batman's digital avatar. The real Mr. Batman is currently occupied, likely teaching, studying, or serving our community. So he has once again entrusted me to guide you through this lesson. In our previous session, we identified the wolves, the many different types of scams that are out there waiting in the shadows. Today, we are going to learn how to spot them before they can get close enough to bite. We are discussing warning signs and red flags. Think of this as learning to read the weather before a storm. If you see dark clouds and feel the temperature drop, you know to seek shelter. In the digital world, there are similar signs, red flags, that tell you danger is approaching. We are going to cover 9 critical warning signs today. If you see these, your internal alarm bells should be ringing loud and clear. Red flag number 1. Unexpected or urgent requests for money or personal information. This is the most common tactic. The enemy knows that if you have time to think, you will realize it's a trap. So they manufacture urgency. They will threaten you with arrest, or they will promise you a massive prize that expires in 10 minutes. They try to bypass your logic and speak directly to your fear or your greed. If someone calls you out of the blue and demands money right now, or asks for your social security number to verify something immediately, stop. That urgency is fake. It is a manipulation. Red flag number 2, specific unusual payment methods. This is a massive giveaway. Legitimate businesses and government agencies operate through standard channels, checks, credit cards, official portals. Scammers, however, love 3 things: gift cards, wire transfers, and cryptocurrency. Why? Because these methods are nearly impossible to reverse. Once you read them the numbers off the back of a Target gift card, that money is gone forever. If anyone, I mean anyone, asks you to pay a bill, a fine, or a fee using a gift card or Bitcoin, hang up. It is a scam, 100% of the time. Red flag number 3, the pressure to act immediately, and specifically, the pressure to keep secrets. Don't tell your mom. Don't tell your spouse. We need to handle this privately. These are the words of a predator. They want to isolate you from your herd. They know that if you ask your son, your daughter, or a trusted friend, that person will tell you it's a lie. If a caller ever tells you that you cannot hang up and consult with someone else, that is the moment you must hang up and consult with someone else. Red flag number 4, unsolicited tech support. We touched on this before, but it bears repeating. You are sitting at your computer and a pop-up appears claiming your device is infected, or your phone rings, and someone says they are from tech support to fix a problem you didn't know you had. Remember this rule. Technology companies do not hunt for you. They wait for you to call them. An unsolicited offer to fix your computer is always a Trojan horse. They are trying to gain access to your machine to steal your data. Red flag number 5, the written clues. Unfamiliar email addresses, misspellings, and poor grammar. For years, this was the easiest way to spot a phishing email. You would get an email from the bank, but the word account was spelled wrong, or the sentence structure was clumsy. While AI is helping them fix the spelling, you can still look at the sender's address. If an email claims to be from the IRS, but the email address ends in @gmail.com or some random string of letters, delete it. Official organizations use official domains. Red flag number 6, suspicious links. Before you click anything, you must look at where it goes. In an email, you can hover your mouse over a link without clicking it. It will show you the true destination. Does it match the company's real website? Also, look for the HTTPS at the beginning of the address. That S stands for secure. If the link looks like a jumble of random characters or points to a website you've never heard of, do not click it. It is a trapdoor. Red flag number 7, caller ID spoofing. We live in an age where we cannot trust our own eyes on the phone screen. Scammers can make their number look like it is coming from your local area code or even from a specific government agency. Just because your phone says Social Security Administration does not mean it's them. If you get a call from a number you don't recognize, or even one you do, but the voice from the other end is making demands, be skeptical. Red flag number 8, overly formal or unnatural language, fun. This is a newer sign, born from artificial intelligence. Sometimes, scammers use AI to write their scripts. The result can sound a little too perfect, a little too robotic, or oddly formal for a casual conversation. If the message feels pathetic, or if the person on the phone sounds like they are reading a script that doesn't quite fit human emotion, be on guard. Red flag number 9, visual or audio inconsistency. This is specifically for the deepfakes we discussed. If you are on a video call or watching a video that seems surprising, look closely. Does the person blink? Do their lips match the words being spoken perfectly? Is the lighting on their face consistent with the background? Deepfakes are getting better, but they often still have glitches. If the audio sounds metallic or the video blurs around the edges of the face, you are likely looking at a digital mask, not a human being. So now that we know the signs, what is our protocol? What are the commandments of safety? First, do not provide information or send money. No matter how much they threaten you, keep your wallet closed and your personal details to yourself. Second, do not click on suspicious links or download attachments. If you didn't ask for it, don't open it. Curiosity can be very costly. Third, do not let anyone pressure you into acting quickly. Take a breath, step back. The truth will still be the truth tomorrow. A lie has to be sold right now. Instead, here's what you must do. You must hang up. It's not rude, it's self-defense. Delete the message, end the call. You must verify. If someone claims to be your grandson, call your grandson on his real number. If they claim to be the bank, call the number on the back of your debit card. And finally, you must trust your instincts. God gave you intuition for a reason. It is that still small voice or that gut feeling that says something isn't right here. Listen to it. No legitimate organization, not the government, not your bank, not a hospital, will ever pressure you to act immediately without giving you time to think. They will not punish you for being careful. If you are ever in doubt, stop everything. Call a trusted family member, call a friend, or reach out to us. We want you to be safe, secure, and wise. The world is full of deception, but the truth is your shield. If you have questions, or if you just need help navigating these waters, Mr. Batman is here. You can contact the real Mr. Batman at 82-414-1814. And for more tools, resources, and truth, visit biologosacademy.com. Be safe, watch for the flags, and God bless you. Hello again.
Okay, so right there we've gone through a whole lot of information. Welcome everybody else that just came in. A whole lot of information. Somebody had said something about trying to create a flyer earlier. See this thing right here in the back? I did that with that notebook LM, one prompt. I said, here's what I want, boom, and it put it out there. So it's amazing what you can be extremely creative with this stuff. But also, so can the scammers. One of the things I like to point out, especially in this one is an even older picture, and it was off a business card that I had, and you could tell that the edges are not quite crisp. If you look around here, every time the arms move, you can see like little edges. So you got to watch for that kind of stuff. Like I said, if I wanted to process this thing another 3 or 4 times, you wouldn't be able to tell it's not me. Okay, so there we are on those scams. And as I stated before, everything that we just talked about is right here on this website. All the stuff that we just went over is right here. So you don't have to, oh, what did he say? You can come back and check it out again. So now we're going to go back to the home page. Now we're going to go to number 3. Number 3 is good versus bad practices. You know what? Everybody wants to stay safe. Everybody does. But most people don't think about how to stay safe. Little things, like when you're out in the parking lot and it's at night, do you just stroll out to the car and not look around, see what's going on? See if there's a group of young men in leather jackets that are drinking beer over here? Same thing is true in the real world. We have to have good practices, and we have to know our environment, be aware of our surroundings.
Everyone, welcome back to class. I am Mr. Batman's digital avatar. By now, you know the drill. The real Mr. Batman is out in the world, doing the Lord's work, teaching and serving. So he has assigned me the task of guiding you through this critical final lesson on safety. We have traveled a long road together. First, we looked into the darkness to see the scams that exist. Then, we learned to read the signs of the times, the red flags that warn us of danger. Now, we arrive at the most important part of our journey. This is where we stop being victims and start being victors. This is where we put on our armor. Today, we are discussing good versus bad practices. We are going to look at the habits that will keep your fortress secure and the mistakes, the cracks in the wall that let the enemy in. Let's begin with what you should do. These are your 11 commandments of digital safety. Number 1, verify identities. This is the golden rule. If you receive any request that seems even slightly unusual, stop. Hang up the phone. Do not trust the number they gave you. Do not click the link they sent you. Instead, you find the real number. You look on the back of your credit card, or you look up the official website. If a voice on the phone says they are your grandson, you hang up and call your grandson. Verification is the shield that stops almost every arrow. Number 2, establish a family code word. This is specifically designed to defeat the AI voice clones we talked about. I want you to sit down with your family, your children, your grandchildren, your spouse, and pick a word. A simple word that you will never use in normal conversation. Maybe it's purple elephant or Jericho. If someone calls you claiming to be your family member in distress, you ask them for the code word. If they cannot give it to you, it doesn't matter if they sound exactly like your daughter. It is not her. Hang up. Number 3, limit personal information online. I know we love to share photos of our grandkids and updates about our vacations on Facebook. But listen to me, the enemy is watching. When you post that you are in Florida for 2 weeks, you are telling me your house is empty.
Come and get it.
Post videos of your voice, you are giving AI scammers the raw material they need to clone you. Set your profiles to private. Share less. Keep your circle small. Number 4, use strong, unique passwords. Password 123 is not a password. It is a welcome mat. Your passwords need to be strong, at least 12 to 15 characters long. Mix in letters, numbers, and symbols. And please, do not use the same key for every door. If you use the same password for your email and your bank, and a hacker gets into your email, they have the keys to your vault. Use a password manager if you need help remembering them. Number 5, enable two-factor authentication. This sounds technical, but think of it like a deadbolt on your door. Your password is the doorknob lock. Two-factor authentication is the deadbolt. It means that even if someone steals your password, they still cannot get in because they don't have the second key, which is usually a code sent to your phone. Turn this on for your bank, your email, and your social media. Number 6, keep your software up to date. I know those update notifications are annoying. They always pop up when you're trying to do something else. But those updates are patches. They are fixing holes in the wall that thieves have found. When you ignore an update, you are leaving a window open. Enable automatic updates so your shield is always repaired. Number 7, secure your networks. When you're at home, make sure your Wi-Fi has a password. Do not leave it open for neighbors or strangers to use. And when you're out at a coffee shop or a library, be very careful using public Wi-Fi. It is not secure. Avoid doing your banking or checking your medical records while sitting in a cafe. Wait until you are safely home. Number 8, be cautious of unsolicited communications. If you didn't ask for it, view it with suspicion. If an email shows up offering you a deal, or a text message says you have a package delivery you didn't order, don't touch it. Don't click the link. Don't download the attachment. Curiosity killed the cat, but in this case, curiosity can kill your savings account. Number 9, use blocking tools. Your phone and your email have tools to help you. Use them. If a spam number calls, block it. Most phone carriers now offer scam shield apps that filter out these robocalls before your phone even rings. Ask your provider about them. Number 10, report suspected scams. If you see something, say something. Report it to the Federal Trade Commission at reportfraud.ftc.gov. Report it to the police. Why? Because when you report it, you help the authorities track these criminals. You might be the reason they get caught, and you might save the next person from becoming a victim. At number 11, educate your family and friends. You are now the expert. You have taken this class. Share this knowledge. Tell your friends at church. Tell your neighbors. The more we talk about these scams, the less power they have. We protect the flock by warning the flock. Now, we must briefly look at the bad practices. These are the things you must stop These are the mistakes that lead to ruin. Do not give personal or financial information to unsolicited callers. Legitimate organizations, the IRS, Medicare, your bank, they do not call you out of the blue and ask for your social security number. Never give it out. Do not send payments via gift cards, cryptocurrency, or wire transfers to people you do not know. This is the biggest red flag. If they ask for a gift card to pay a tax bill, it is a lie. Do not click on pop-ups claiming your computer is infected. We talked about this. It is a trick to get you to panic. Do not panic. Close the window. Do not use simple passwords or reuse them. It is too easy for computers to guess them. Do not ignore those software updates. Do not run old, unsupported devices that can't defend themselves. Do not overshare on social media. Your life is private. Keep it that way. Do not engage with high-pressure sales pitches. If it sounds too good to be true, like an investment that guarantees you'll double your money in a month, it is a lie. And finally, do not allow remote access to your devices. Unless you called a trusted company like Geek Squad or Apple directly, never let a stranger on the phone take control of your computer mouse. Class, I want you to think of these practices as layers. One layer might not be enough, but when you stack them up, when you have a strong password and two-factor authentication, and you verify calls, and you have a family code word, you become a fortress. You become unshakable. You do not have to do all of this in one day. Start with one change. Maybe today you sit down and decide on that family code word. Maybe tomorrow you update your passwords. Step by step, you build your safety. The world is changing and the technology is moving fast. But wisdom, biblical wisdom, common sense, and prudence never goes out of style. You have the knowledge now. You have the power to protect yourself and your family. If you ever feel lost, or if you have questions about something that happens on your computer or your phone, remember that you are not alone. Mr. Batman is here to help. You can contact the real Mr. Batman directly. Write this down one last time. 812-414-1814. For more tools, more resources, and to stay connected with our community, visit biologosacademy.com. Be smart, be safe, be a watchman on the wall for your family. God bless you all. Class dismissed.
Well, not really, not completely dismissed yet. But again, on this page, we have all the good practices that we need to do, everything right here. And you can start going right down this list. Okay, I want to start using stronger passwords, establish two-factor authentication. I did it. Yeah, I said it. You can do all these things. Just don't get overwhelmed. One thing at a time. You take one step at a time. And, yes, ma'am.
Oh, well, go ahead. Afterwards,
Okay.
I do have a couple of questions.
Okay, no problem. And what you can do is you can share this information with your family. Guys, I know we are the seniors on the block, and our kids look at us like we don't know anything about technology. But now you know twice as much as they do about the safety and security when it comes to AI. Yes, ma'am, what's your question?
Okay, one question that I have, because I do get a lot of scam emails,
Mm-hmm.
and they say they're from like Amazon.
Yeah.
Well, Amazon, I think, has a scam email.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if I send it to them, are they actually doing something about it, or is that just...
That's a great question, but it violates one of the rules that we established in here. If you don't know it and you didn't ask for it, don't touch it. Don't just delete it. Because here's what happens. While that could be a legitimate Amazon email account, very well could be. If you didn't ask for it, more than likely it is not.
Well, usually what I do is I will forward whatever I got
Mm-hmm.
to Amazon.
To Amazon. And yes, it's always good to do that as long as you don't click any of the links inside the email. So if you want to forward that, that's great. That lets them know what's going on. But just be aware that that is probably, if you reply to that, like a lot of times, my wife she used to be one of those people that was one of those shoppers, they send her stuff. Anyway, they sent her something and she thought it was from Amazon. And because she was part of that program, well, it looked like that part of that program. Well, she wasn't expecting it. It was something new that wasn't part of the program. She go, oh, I'm going to be part of this. Click. It uploaded a virus onto her computer. It took me 2 days to get it off of there. Just another example of that same thing happening. My dad, I worked with him from the time he got on his first computer. Actually, he's the one who got me on my first computer. But from that moment, I don't ever click anything, especially even if it's from me. If I send you something and I don't tell you it's coming, do not click the link. It's probably a spam. Well, what did he do? He saw an email that he thought was from me. He clicked a link and wiped his computer off. I mean, it just killed it. So, and there's nothing I could do about that. So you just have to be careful. Be aware that if you didn't ask for it, it's probably somebody either trying to upload something to your computer to steal your information, or what's also known as called phishing. It's a phishing scam. If they can click on that, they can get some information from what's called your cookies. Now, you get me going, I'll get way too technical. My wife tells me I do this all the time. But inside your computer, every time you go to a website, it downloads cookies into this cookie file. And you may have seen this, oh, our website uses cookies to track. Well, everybody does. You put that cookie on there, that has your information in it. And if that virus can get to that information, if you happen to go to that website and maybe put some personal information in there, guess what they got? Your personal information. So you just got to be very, very careful. Just always look at everything with apprehension. Okay, so yes.
Are they completely gone?
Good question. Good question. When you delete the cookies, here's what ends up happening is you have good cookies and bad cookies. The good cookies are from like your bank or YouTube or Facebook, because that way when you log back on, it puts you right back where you were. Those are good cookies. So if you get rid of all your cookies, you're going to get rid of those. And so now what's going to happen every time you go back to Facebook, you got to relog back in, you got to go back, blah, blah, blah. It does cost a little time over here. But when you get rid of all the cookies, you got rid of the bad cookies as well that have all this just basic generic information hanging out there. And so, yes, it will get rid of that. So, yes, it is good to delete them every once in a while. Your computer, if you have Windows 11, automatically does that about once every 30 days. It deletes the bad cookies. So you don't even have to worry about it anymore. Windows is pretty cool.
Would you give us that phone number again, please?
Sure. That's 812. And I've got cards here in the back too, so I'll give you some cards as well. 812-414-1814. That's my personal phone number. Again, I not only love to teach, but I'm a pastor. And I believe what the Bible says, especially when it comes to the commandments. Honor your father and your mother. People like this who will steal from us are not honoring their father and their mother. They're stealing, and so I'm dead set against that. So now what we're going to do is a little interactive learning. This interactive learning gives you some ideas on what to watch for.
Friends, my students, welcome to our fourth and final session. I am Mr. Batman's digital avatar. We have walked a long road together. We have identified the enemy. We have learned to spot his traps, and we have built our fortress walls with good habits. But there's an old saying that I am sure you know. Faith without works is dead.
There we go.
In the world of education, we say it a little differently. Learning without practice is just theory. You can read every book on how to swim, but until you get in the water, you are not a swimmer. So today, we are going to get in the water. This session is about interactive learning and practice. We are going to run simulations. I am going to put you in the pilot seat of 3 specific scenarios. I want you to visualize these situations happening to you right now in your living room. And then we are going to talk about the specific tools, the nuts and bolts that you need to tighten up today. Are you ready? Let's begin with our scenario training. Scenario number 1, the voice in the night. Imagine it's 10:30 p.m. You're winding down for the evening. Your phone rings. It's a number you don't recognize, or perhaps it looks like a local number. You answer. On the other end, you hear sobbing. Through the tears, a voice says, "Grandma, Grandpa, I'm in so much trouble." It sounds exactly like your grandson Michael. The cadence, the tone, it is him. He says, "I was in a car accident. I hit someone. I'm in jail. Please, you have to help me. I need bail money, but don't tell Mom and Dad, they'll kill me." Your heart starts racing. Your instinct is to save him. What do? If you said, "Ask him for the code word," you get an A+. If you said, "Hang up and call Michael on my cell phone," you also get an A+. But if you said, how much do you need? You have just walked into the trap. Remember, in this scenario, the best response is to verify. The voice is likely a clone created by AI from a TikTok or Facebook video. Do not let your emotions drive the car. Verify the identity. If they cannot give you the family code word, hang up. Scenario number 2, the frozen screen. Now imagine you are sitting at your computer. You are looking up a recipe or reading the news. Suddenly, a loud alarm sound plays through your speakers. A box pops up on the screen with a red warning sign. It says, critical error. Your computer is infected with a Trojan virus. All your data is at risk. Call Microsoft support immediately at this 1-800 number to save your files. Your mouse stops moving. You can't click anything. Panic sets in. You don't want to lose your photos. What do? Do not pick up the phone. The best response here is to take a deep breath. This is smoke and mirrors. The scammers have just locked your browser in full screen mode to scare you. You need to close the browser. If you can't close it, you hold down the power button on your computer until it shuts off. Then you turn it back on. Whatever you do, never call that number. If you call, they will ask to remote in to your computer. That is when the real theft happens. Ignore the number. Restart the machine. Call a local repair shop or a trusted family member if you are still worried. Scenario number 3, the urgent email. You open your email inbox. There is a message from your bank. Let's say Chase or Wells Fargo. The subject line says, urgent, unauthorized login attempt detected. You open it. The logo looks real. The font looks real. It says, we have locked your account for your safety. Click here to verify your identity and unlock your funds. You rely on that money. You need to pay bills. What do? Do you click the link? Absolutely not. The best response is to play detective. Take your mouse cursor and hover it over that link that says click here. Do not click it, just hover. A little box will appear showing you the real web address. Does it say chase.com? Or does it say https www.google or search question chase verify security 123.com? Check the sender's email address. Look for spelling errors. And most importantly, ignore the email entirely. If you are worried, pick up your phone, turn over your debit card, and call the number on the back. Ask the bank, did you send me this? They will tell you no. Excellent work on the scenario. Now, let's move to the hands-on workshop. I want you to schedule a time this week. Maybe invite a tech-savvy grandchild or a friend over to do 3 specific things. Activity 1, the password workshop. I want you to stop using passwords and start using passphrases. A password is Rover 1955. A computer can guess that in seconds. A passphrase is I like to eat pizza on Tuesdays. It is a sentence. It is long. It has spaces or dashes. It is easy for you to remember, but mathematically impossible for a computer to guess. Sit down and create strong passphrases for your email and your bank. And please, look into a password manager. It is a secure vault that remembers your passwords for you, so you only have to remember one master key. Activity 2, the 2FA setup. We talked about two-factor authentication. It is the deadbolt for your digital door. Have someone help you turn this on for your email and your social media. It means that when you log in, the computer sends a text code to your phone. If a hacker in another country guesses your password, they still can't get in because they don't have your phone. It takes 5 minutes to set up, and it provides years of security. Activity 3, the privacy check. Open your Facebook, go to settings, look for privacy, go through the list. Who can see your posts? If it says public, change it to friends. Who can see your friends list? Change it to only me. Scammers use your friends list to create fake profiles and trick you. Hide your list. Lock down your digital house. Finally, I want to leave you with a quick reference handout. I want you to write this down or print it out in your mind and keep it near your computer. It is the Stop, Think, Verify, Act protocol. Stop when you feel pressure urgency, or fear, stop. Do not do anything. Put your hands in your lap. Think. Ask yourself, is this normal? Does the IRS call people? No. Do I really have to pay a fee to win a lottery I didn't enter? No. Verify. Hang up, close the email. Call the person or the company back on a number you know is real. Act. Once you know the truth, then you can act. If it was a scam, report it. Here are the numbers you need to have written down for reporting fraud. Go to reportfraud.ftc.gov. If you are worried about your elderly neighbors or yourself, the number for Adult Protective Services is 1-800-677-1116. And if, God forbid, someone gets your information, go to identitytheft.gov immediately. They will give you a step-by-step recovery plan. Class, before we dismiss for the final time, I want to open the floor for questions and answers. I know I cannot hear you right now, but I know the questions that are in your heart. Is this really happening? Yes. Can I really stop it? Yes. Do not be ashamed if you've been tricked in the past. These criminals are professionals. They use psychology and technology to deceive. It is not your fault, but now that you have knowledge, it is your responsibility to close the gate. No question is too simple. If you don't know what a browser is, ask someone. If you don't know how to check an email address, ask. Criminals prey on uncertainty. They prey on the fact that you might be embarrassed to ask for help. Do not give them that satisfaction. If you've experienced a scam, share your story. Tell your friends. Your testimony could save your neighbor from losing their life savings. We have covered a lot of ground, from the grandparent scam to deepfakes, from red flags to privacy checkups. You are now armed. You are now aware. You are now a hard target. Walk in confidence. Walk in wisdom. And remember, you are never alone in this. If you have questions, if you are confused, or if you just need a steady hand to help you navigate this AI world, the real Mr. Batman is standing by. You can contact him directly at 812-414-1814. That is 812-414-1814. And for all these tools, resources, and more lessons, please visit biologosacademy.com. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your attention. Stay safe, watch your six, and may the Lord bless you and keep you. This concludes our course. You are dismissed.
Well, not actually. I got one more thing I want to show you real quick. And I told you I was going to show you. Again, all the stuff we talked about here on this page as well, the password workshop, so you can come back here. But I did make a promise that I would get everybody done by 11 o'clock. I got one more thing real quick I want to show. Usually my classes do go 2 and 3 hours. I'm sorry. But anyway, this is the AI helper I was telling you about. This AI helper is a specialized ChatGPT. Now you can ask it questions directly right here. It will. Now this one will search the internet. So you got to be careful. You always want to check any responses you get from any ChatGPT, including specialized ones. Now you can tell that this one is a specialized ChatGPT because it's created by, that's me up there, James C. Barber. And so now you can click on any of these questions. It would answer those questions for you. Or, as I said earlier, if you wanted to, you could literally talk to it. Hello, Chat. Can you hear me? I don't know if the microphone's working on this side. Can you hear me, Chat? Can't hear me. Anyway, if the microphone was hooked up, it would talk to you right through that interface right there. Also, on the website, now this is the one I'm really super proud of, under the AI helper. Oops, excuse me, that's not the one I'm supposed to go to. Oh, there it is. Okay. This shows you how this works. That's a video that can do that. It takes about 3 minutes. This is the one I just showed you, the Senior Companion. This is the one that I want to introduce everybody to. If you ever get a chance, you want to do a class on this, let Miss Edwina or Miss Angie know. I would love to teach on this one. This is called Notebook LM. Notebook LM is a super cool tool. You can go in here and you can upload as many sources as you want. What I did was I went and I did deep dive research on every type of scam that's out there. I have a total of 44 different sources that are built into this book. And so now what I can do is I can tell it, only look at these sources, and now I want an infographic. So let's say if I want an infographic, I can click right there on that little thing. I want it landscape, standard, tell me about the 10 commandments of safety. And then you hit generate. Now what it's going to do, it's going to look at only that information. Now you can generate not only infographics, this right here is a video. You can do videos on these things too. It'll generate video. This is a slide deck, PowerPoint presentation, all done within this one tool. What makes it so handy is if you want to learn something, let's say, like myself, we're getting ready to go through the book of Acts at my church. I want to go through and I want to look at all the different places, because again, I'm Torah observant. I like to look at all the different places where in the book of Acts that the apostles are keeping the Torah. They're doing what the Bible says do. I want to keep track of that. So I can upload all of that stuff in there and I can tell it, give me a video about this. Give me a quiz. When you look up here, you can do flashcards. If you want to do flashcards, you want to learn like a new language. I'm currently learning Hebrew. I know some other people that are as well. I use this for the Hebrew, but I'm also wanting to learn Spanish because I'm running up in my apartment complex so many Spanish-speaking people I can't interact with. I don't like that. I like talking to everybody. If you haven't noticed, I never shut up. But anyway, this is the tool that I was telling you about, and it is now 11:58. I like to be a man of my word, and I told Miss Angie and Miss Edwina we would be done by 11. So this actually does conclude our presentation. Now you can either hang out and ask questions, or you can leave. More than happy to answer any questions that you might have. I'd also be happy to talk to you about some more tools as well. So thank you again. I'm Mr. Batman. Oh, one other thing I forgot to tell you. Why I do this is I represent BioLogos Academy. And if you have a problem with, let's say your computer dies on you, or if you want help setting up your email or calendar, or maybe your Sunday school or church needs help setting up things, give me a holler. I charge $25 for an hour, and I'll go through and tell you exactly what you need to do and get you all set up. That's basically what I do. I love helping people learn how to do things. Everything that we talked about here today is free. It's already in your email. If you're using Gmail, you've already got all these tools. That's why I said earlier when we first got started, you guys have an M1 tank in your garage and you're only using a slingshot. The tools that are available to you will keep you safe, but they can also hurt you. So remember, the only true way to be safe against high-tech scam is what? Who can tell me? Is that low-tech code word, your family code word. If you don't hear anything else I say today, I would like everybody to do one thing. Create your family code word. Tell your kids, tell your grandkids, tell your great-grandkids. Tell everybody you know, hey, if I was to call you in an emergency, if I don't give you this code word, you're not to help me. You're to hang up on me. Tell them that, because safety matters. You don't want to be the one that somebody uses to scam your family. And wait a minute, if somebody gets that phone call, if they don't know to ask for the code word, their bank account's going to get cleaned out. That's not fun for anybody. So be sure and use your code word. Yes, ma'am.
So I use that ChatGPT app a lot,
Mm-hmm.
but I just use the free version. I don't pay for it.
Sure.
I use it a lot to do research on veteran stuff, and it kind of gives me what I need.
Right.
But how do I know that that app is safe compared? Is it the same as AI?
It is AI. OpenAI, that's ChatGPT. Anytime you hear the term OpenAI, that is literally ChatGPT, the base company that created them. So when you talk about AI, AI simply means artificial intelligence. If you have a phone, you're using artificial intelligence. If you pick up, you go on the internet at all, if you watch a YouTube video, you're using artificial intelligence. So with the ChatGPT, I recommend, because they do search the internet, I don't remember where it is because I haven't used that one in a bit, but they've actually got a fact-checking button somewhere on there, or you can tell it to validate all the sources, and it'll give you a checklist of all the places where it validated the sources. Because here's what happens with ChatGPT. You tell it, I want X information, okay? I want X. That's its goal. It doesn't care if it has to run over a busload of kindergartners to get that done. It will do it. So it means it's going to find something even if it has to go to the internet. So that's why you want to do a fact check. Do a fact check, cite the sources of everything used. And it'll tell you, if it can't cite the source, it came up with it. The reason this is important, I created a calendar that I wanted to share with my Wright Senior Apartments. That's where I live, is at the Wright Senior Apartments. I said, okay, here's the calendar. I want AI to be able to talk to the calendar and tell people what's going on. Do you know it created all kinds? I told it, I want this calendar and I want the events that show up on the calendar. You know what it did? It created events, put it on the calendar that did not exist. I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. When am I doing that? You know, so yeah, you have to be very careful. That's another thing about using Gemini. One of the things that I like to do with what I call the tune-up class is go through, not only check out your email, but how to use documents more effectively, how to use calendar and your groups more effectively. And then also inside your Gmail, most people do not know this, you have a built-in digital assistant. And I bet you most people are not even using it. It's called Gemini. And Gemini, I use Gemini all the time. I'll sit there and I'll say, okay, Gemini, what's going on in my calendar today? And it'll literally go through and tell me what I'm doing. Okay, check my email. I don't want the spam stuff because I get hundreds of emails a day. I just want the important stuff. It'll list it. Oh, I'm looking for an email from the summit. It'll find it. It's amazing what you can do with this stuff. I'd be happy to teach on that anytime soon. Yes?
If you ask a question in the Google search bar, is it using ChatGPT or what does it use?
Great question. It depends on what Google you're using. Google now has two search platforms. They have their standard platform that's always been there, and now they have AI search platform. Now, if you do the standard platform, you're going to get your standard results. But if you do the AI search, it's going to try and say, okay, he asked the question this way. I really wonder what he's wanting. And it's going to do more thinking that way. So the Google AI search is going to give you more detail.
One where it says thinking?
Yes. Yeah, that's the one. Now, also, you'll find this on ChatGPT. It has the thinking model. Gemini has the thinking model. Almost all of them have a thinking model anymore. There used to be only like 3 or 4 major big players out there. Now there's hundreds of them. There's hundreds of them.
What does the thinking model look like?
Let me pull that up. Okay, this is chatgpt.com. Yep. Okay, well, it's supposed to load. There we go. Okay, so down here in the section where you're going to put your text, you're going to click right here, the little plus, and you're going to tell it, in chat, it doesn't say thinking. It says deep research. It's the same thing. And again, they don't want to be exactly like one another, but they're doing exactly the same thing. Each one of them does exactly the same thing. They're just like, they don't want to call it the same thing. So for Gemini, it's called thinking and extra thinking. For ChatGPT, it's just called deep research. Now you can click on deep research and then you can tell it, I want to know about poodles. And it'll go do all the research on poodles. But I don't recommend doing it that way. If I was doing a class on how to talk to ChatGPT, and I'm not because they would be in trouble with me, or I'd be in trouble with them. But anyway, you would actually go to another ChatGPT. I love to use these things against one another. I'll use Gemini because Gemini is much more fluid with its speech. So I'll go to Gemini and say, Gemini, I want you to create me a prompt that does a deep dive research on everything that you could ever think about on poodles. Then it will generate that prompt. Then I'll take that prompt and bring it back to ChatGPT. You know what? With the first prompt, you might get a few pictures and a couple of breeds. With that deep dive research, with doing it that way, where you actually went from one ChatGPT and put the prompt from that one into this, you're going to get a whole encyclopedia of everything you could ever think about knowing about poodles. It's that cool. So, like I said before, guys, if you would like to learn more about any of this stuff or anything else you can think of, please be sure and let Miss Angie and Miss Edwina know. I'd be happy to teach any classes. This is what Mr. Batman do. I just love to do it. I love to talk. And so on that note, I'm going to shut up because because I don't want to get thrown out. If you guys have any questions, please come on down. I'd be happy to talk with you. Also, there's cards and material in the back if you have any more information back that way as well. Yes, sir.
I'm George.
George, I'm Jim. Nice to meet
Nice
you.
to meet you, Jim. You're a Hoosier?